Hello everybody. We are live now and I have connected slightly earlier because I want to check our streaming technical questions. So when you will be watching later, you can scroll like 5 minutes ahead because I'm right now trying to figure out to see where is the chat. I can see from the right everything is working well, as I suppose. So I can see how many viewers we have, the questions I will see as well. So my technical team is saying we have a good sound and video is fine. And we will begin in 3 minutes. I will be watching as well how many viewers and how many intended parents connected. So looks like everything is working well. This is good. So regarding the webinar, you will be able to watch it when it is finished, and it will be recorded and uploaded to our YouTube channel. So wherever you are, in what country, maybe it's night at your time or too early or too late, so you don't have to struggle and not sleep and watch the webinar. You can do it tomorrow when it is recorded. And if you have some specific questions, please write them as early as possible so that your question will be in the order. And all questions will be answering later after I finish everything what I want to say to you. Then we will start answering all the questions. So all questions will be answered. We have no strict limit in time. So it means that I will be talking as much as required, and I will be answering all your questions if there will be such questions, and all questions will be answered. So it doesn't mean that it will be 1 hour and we finish. So we have no limit of time. We will finish as it goes. So 1 more minute. I can see that viewers are connecting, and yeah, this is very good. It means that people are coming, using the link that they had and prepared some questions. So I'm excited. I'm really excited, and I prepared myself really well, I think. I made some notes here, as you see. And hope I will open the topic as much as possible for you. And of course, you know, surrogacy programs and surrogacy topic is really big. There is so much information that we cannot talk over everything today. So even this small topic like surrogacy matching, it is already a huge topic for many hours talking. And it's like surrogacy matching and communication with surrogate mother. I thought it will be like few minutes talk, but when I started preparing, I understood that this is a huge topic, and many intended parents ask many questions, especially for this topic, especially for matching with surrogate mother and communication with her. So I decided that it has to be an independent video on that. So it's 12 p.m. today in Ukraine right now. Right now. And I hope that parents will start connecting now, that I will just see that we have enough viewers to start actually talking. Okay, so I think I will start, and everybody who connected a little bit later, they will be able to scroll to the beginning and see the information, watch the information that we were talking in the very beginning. So today I want to tell you what we will be talking about by some topics. So the main topic is matching with a surrogate mother and communication with a surrogate mother, intended parents, surrogate mother, and an agency, maybe also fertility clinic, so like general communication within the process. So I will be talking regarding the support of communication between intended parents and agency. Is it possible and is it reasonable to communicate directly without an agency? So also I will be talking about how we match surrogate mothers with intended parents. Who is a surrogate mother in general, because not all the parents know exactly who it is, who is a surrogate mother. So I will explain what medical tests we do on a surrogate mother. I will be talking about mostly on communication with the surrogate mother, intended parents and surrogate mother. So, okay, let me start from the very beginning. Who is the surrogate mother in Ukraine? Legally, what are the requirements to surrogate mother, and what are the medical requirements to surrogate mother? So surrogate mother is a gestational carrier. Her biomaterial is not used for the surrogacy program. It is gestational surrogacy, not a traditional one, because traditional we use surrogate mother's eggs. This is, I suppose, only possible in United States. In Ukraine, it has to be an egg donor or the biological material of intended mother. So the surrogate mother is only a gestational carrier with no genetic link. So by Ukrainian legislation, surrogate mother has no parental rights to the baby. This is, I would say, common mistake even of some legal advisors, lawyers in Ukraine, saying that surrogate mother passes some parental rights to intended parents after the birth. This is not correct, because surrogate mother is not a mother because she's under an agreement with intended parents that she's a surrogate mother. And our family law says that intended parents are the biological parents of the child. So there is no passing of parental rights after the birth. The procedure that we are doing at notary with a surrogate mother is called declaration. She's declaring that she is a surrogate mother for this intended parents and that she gave birth to this baby in this facility, and that she was doing it from her own wish, without any pushing into the program, in her clear mind, and so on. So on the basis of this document, we receive all the necessary documents. So who is the surrogate mother? She is a gestational carrier with no parental rights in Ukraine. So the parental rights have intended parents in Ukraine. And the process is done not through some courts, it is a procedure of receiving a birth certificate for intended parents as biological parents in Ukraine. So now we understand that a surrogate mother is a birth person. She's a gestational carrier and a birth person. There is a health ministry order. I think maybe some parents already know this order, by which we do the medical tests for a candidate for surrogacy. These medical tests are a must. They are approved by health ministry, and have to be done for a candidate, for all candidates that want to be a surrogate mother, by fertility clinic to accept them into the program. But some agencies, they do additional medical tests, as we do. For example, we make this list wider than it is provided by the health ministry. So we make more medical tests and investigations. What exactly, for example, we do for some infections, for some viruses. We check the heart, do the heart ultrasound. So we do it a little bit wider, just in order to have more healthier candidate. So the surrogate mother also, she has to be older than 18 years old when she becomes an adult person in Ukraine that can make her own decisions to be a surrogate mother or not to be a surrogate. And she has to have at least one healthy child of her own. And while she's doing the testing for the surrogacy program, she also does the documentation for her own child. So she's doing the pediatrician letter for her child, that her child is fully healthy. This is important, that the surrogate mother has a healthy child of her own. And she gives a birth certificate of her own child to prove that she can be a surrogate mother. So she can be married or not married. It doesn't matter for the surrogacy program in Ukraine for a surrogate mother. And many parents, they ask, what is the social level of the surrogate mother? If she's very poor, or why she wants to be a surrogate mother. Because, in Ukraine, she has the right to receive the compensation. It is written in the order for surrogacy that a woman can get a compensation to be a surrogate mother, for being a surrogate mother. So what is the reason that she's doing the surrogacy, and why she decided to do it? And maybe it's because she's poor and she wants to eat or something. Sometimes a surrogate mother is like a person that does surrogacy for some basic things that she needs, like food and just to live every day. She has no work. So this is absolutely false understanding of a surrogate mother, because she is a person that, first of all, is healthy. Most of them, of course, they need some treatment, but most of them are very healthy women in Ukraine. And the main aim is to 90% of surrogate mothers, the main aim is to get a compensation and buy an apartment or a house, something significant. Some basic needs, they are fully covered with a surrogate mother. They have food, they have work, they have family, they rent an apartment. So it's a middle class. It's not a poor women, as many people have such an understanding. It's false understanding. So surrogate mother in Ukraine is a woman that legally can carry a child for other couple and just improve her significant needs, like a house or maybe open small business. It's something big. It's not just she's doing it for food or being super poor. I would say that when we need a surrogate mother for UK, when she has to be unmarried or never married or single, we usually have problems finding, not problems, but it is longer. It is longer to find a single surrogate mother. What does it mean? It means that surrogate mothers are mostly married women with a family, with her own accommodation. Maybe they need a renovation of this accommodation. So my basic point here is to to bring you the understanding that surrogate mothers are not poor people, not super poor, and you don't have to think that your pregnancy will be in some danger of, not much vitamins or nutrition or so. These women are just like you and me, and they just need extra funds in a short period of time to improve their life conditions. Yeah. So if you want to understand more who is a surrogate mother, her personality, you can watch and see on our YouTube channel some interesting information on surrogate mothers, and also the interview with surrogate mothers. Soon we will be posting also a new interview, and I think it will be interesting for parents just to listen to an interview with a two-time surrogate mother, how she is explaining why she is a surrogate mother, why she decided to be one, what did she do with her compensations, how did she feel towards baby, and so on. So this question, I think it's clear. If you have any questions about personality of surrogate mother, who she is, why she's doing that, you can always ask additionally. So often question is from our intended parents, how long the surrogate mother is tested. For example, from the moment she applied to the moment she can be matched, how long it is. So usually it is like within 1 month, sometimes longer. Sometimes we do tests one by one, like by packages, one main package of medical tests, then the next. It depends from the situation a lot. So sometimes surrogate mothers come with their own medical tests from a laboratory, then we have to do less tests, and it depends. It can be 2 weeks, 1 month. So, and with our agency, we always have candidates in testings. It's a non-stop process. They always apply for to be a surrogate. They always are in testings. So it also depends on the season. Sometimes in winter there is less surrogate mothers. Summer, some months as well, a low season. Now in autumn it's a high season, especially after beginning of school. Surrogate mothers, there are women and they have children, and there are some time periods that they just want to skip and not do serious things, and now it's a good time. So autumn is a good season, winter is a little bit low season, especially around the new year. Spring is a good season for surrogate mothers to apply to become one. So it really varies depending on the time periods during the year. So as soon as the tests are done, the therapist, like the general practitioner, looks through all the medical tests and approves her candidate to be a surrogate mother. Only after that we present a profile to intended parents, and they can consider if this surrogate mother candidate can be their surrogate mother. So we are close to the topic of matching process with a surrogate. Yes. Yes. So I explain it every time on video meetings with our parents. So I will explain how it works, how you match, how you are matched with a surrogate, how you take part in this matching. What is your part? What is part of intended parents? So, as I told, as soon as we have a full profile, the profile contains a picture, several pictures of a surrogate mother, so you can understand more or less how she looks, her basic information, her age, her blood group. So you can see and make like a basic understanding of a person. Yes, if you say that we like her, we want to probably communicate with her more on video meeting, then the video meeting is scheduled like in few days after you see the profile. And the communication is usually pretty short, like maybe 30 minutes. Sometimes it's more if it's interesting to communicate. We translate the communication. We are present on the first meeting. After the meeting, if parents are satisfied with the candidate, they pass this approval to us, like, yes, we approve that she will be our surrogate mother. We like her. We have a connection. Everything's fine. Then we do the appointment at notary for signing the main agreement between intended parents and surrogate mother. In case parents ask, in case we don't like the candidate on any stage, like on the stage of profile reviewing or on video stage, so in this case, of course, you will be presented with a new profile, with a new candidate in a pretty short period of time. So it's not like if you decline one profile, then you have a big period of time, like long period, like 3 months. No, you will be presented a profile right away. Maybe a few days will take, because how soon we have next candidate, it depends on how soon they are tested. So what I wanted to explain to all parents, that there is no database of surrogate mothers that are waiting for intended parents. It doesn't work like that on practice. So on practice, it is a very live process. When, for example, yesterday we have 5 profiles fully tested, then it is nothing, and on Friday we have again 2 profiles tested. Then the whole week can be without fully tested surrogate. It can be like at once 10 surrogates. So it really depends on how often the surrogate mother applied to be a surrogate. So it is, not controlled process. It's ongoing and very seasonable, depends on many things. And so it doesn't mean that every day we have profiles. We have people in testings, but we cannot present them right away, because every candidate can just stop being a candidate because of some not good tests arrive, and right away we cannot cooperate with such a candidate for surrogate mother, because she is not a good health, has not good health to be a surrogate mother. And imagine if we present such profile not fully tested, then parents would be probably disappointed, because they connect to a person right away, and then finding out that she cannot be a surrogate could be quite sad to know. And we did something like that in the very beginning as we worked, but we understood right away that it is not good to present a profile that is not fully tested. It leads only to a disappointment as soon as the surrogate mother goes off the road to become a surrogate. So I strictly recommend to have only fully tested profile, when you can right away go for a video meeting and do the transfer pretty fast. So yes, this is what I wanted to say, that you receive profile fully tested, and if you don't like a candidate, you for any reason, you just inform us and we are presenting a new one. What I wanted to say in this topic on approving and not liking a candidate, for example, Usually we have no declines of a candidate on the video meetings. I don't know, maybe because we are preparing ourselves for every couple for a matching. So what do we do actually to prepare? We find out what are your personal requirements to a surrogate mother. We also prepare by knowing if you want to transfer twins or a single embryo. Like twins, I mean 2 embryos, yes, if you're ready for twins. So it affects on what surrogate mother we will be presenting. I will be talking about this a little bit later, the surrogate mother for twin pregnancy. And we also prepare ourselves on some very different requirements from every couple. It can be anything like the height, maybe you want to have a higher surrogate, or some parents, for example, requested that surrogate mother has no garden because they read in some news that when the surrogate mother is working on field, then she can lose pregnancy. So this is absolutely normal to have such fears and just to request, like, can I have a surrogate that has no working in some field? Yes, so she's just living in an apartment and that's it. This is also your right to request something like this, and we will follow. But I would just to say that you can have any kind of requirements that will make you feel better if your surrogate mother will be like meeting your expectations. Yes. So what I wanted to say is that knowing all your requirements, we try to meet your requirements 10 out of 10, and then when you see the profile and see the person on video, it's most likely close to 100% that you will approve the candidate. So we never push into a choice. The maximum that we can say is that she's really good, she's really healthy, we really advise her to, but if you don't like for some reason, is okay. And we usually present this profile to other parents which are absolutely okay with that candidate, and we are presenting a new candidate to this very intended parents. Yes. So the very often question, how long we have to wait for our candidate, for our profile to be presented, from the moment we sign a contract till the moment we sign with the agency, until the moment we are matched with a surrogate mother and sign a contract with her. So there are many factors that affect this time period between signing of contract and matching with this candidate. So the first factor is, do you already have frozen embryos or you need to create embryos? It's two different situations, because when you already have embryos, this is the time, a reasonable time to ship the embryos over to us, and as soon as they are in the clinic, we are doing the matching of the surrogate mother. If you have no embryos and you only start the stimulation on own eggs or egg donor, creating embryos, PGS testing on embryos, so it takes a while. Also, this time period depends on many factors as well, but in general it's not more than like 3 months for those who have no material, who have to create a material. But for parents that already have embryos and they need to ship the embryos, we can start matching with a surrogate mother when the embryos are already traveling. So what it means, start matching? For us, start matching is when we start to look what candidates we have right now and what requirements the parents have. The actual presenting of profile will be a little bit later, already maybe when the embryos are in the clinic. We are fully relaxed, I would say, that biomaterial is in the clinic, everything is done properly, the biological material has been delivered in the right way. Yes, there are frozen embryos inside our clinic. That means that we can present a profile to our parents. Surrogate is fully tested. They approve the candidate. We sign an agreement. It happens really fast after we present a profile. Sign an agreement, and the next cycle for the surrogate mother is the transfer. So for parents that are transporting embryos to our clinic, it can take like within a month and month and a half, too. Depends on how fast they ship, how fast the communication between the shipper, the clinic, the parents is going on. So this is another topic about the shipment. It's not for today. And the time period is of course shorter for such parents. For parents that need to create biological material, embryos, it's a little bit longer, but it's only reasonable time for some biological processes. Yes. Some parents want to be presented to a surrogate mother, or so be matched with a surrogate mother long before they actually have embryos. I will explain why it's not possible for many reasons, and you will understand why. So first of all, when you are as intended parents on the stage, on the beginning of creation of your embryos, when you will be meeting your surrogate mother, it means that she will have to wait until you have embryos. And surrogate mothers, they don't want to wait. And of course, how you will be presented with a profile at the very beginning, if this woman has to be fully tested and approved. It means that when she's fully tested, fully approved to be a surrogate mother, and you meet her when you have no embryos yet, she will have to wait like 3 months for those embryos. It means that all her medical tests will be outdated. She can become sick during these 3 months. She can, many things might happen during this time period, yes? And they will not wait. Surrogate mothers want to go into a program right away as soon as they fully tested. So some medical tests are valid only 1 month, like swabs, some infections. If they're clear from that, it is very good to make a transfer right away, not letting surrogate mother walking around and, be under a risk to get some infection or, so fully tested candidate has about 3 months, 1 month or 3 months to be put on stimulation for endometrium for transfer, because then we have to retest like a absolutely new candidate. Yes, so that's what I wanted to explain to all intended parents, that meeting a surrogate at the very beginning of your program, when you just signed the contract and have no embryos, it's not possible actually. So as soon as you have your embryos already, you will be having your surrogate mother candidate right away, like as soon as we know what is your PGS results, is there actually embryos to transfer, because there are some situations when there is nothing to transfer, because parents, for example, have priority of gender, have gender guarantee package. So signing of contract with a surrogate mother is a serious thing. You go under certain conditions of an agreement, and as soon as you know what you have, what embryos, how many, what are they, what gender, what healthy or not healthy embryos, so then only we can go forward with the agreement. If you already have embryos, of course, then we can start matching right away, and making an agreement with surrogate mother. We tried to, at the very beginning, as we just started to work 10 years ago, so we of course wanted to make the best service, and we presented profiles to intended parents at the very beginning of the program. They were not fully tested, just candidates, but it started to get messy because a candidate was not fully tested and on any stage could just go off the road. It was disappointed to parents, so we are not doing it already, like many years. We're only presenting a fully tested profile. And also surrogate mothers started to get nervous because they had to wait for a long time for creation of embryos, and they asked to put them into a faster program. So as you understand, the best decision is to get presented a surrogate candidate profile when you already are in clear and understand what biological material you have. Okay, so I want to say a few words about surrogate mother that we present to parents that prefer to transfer 2 embryos. This is a special surrogate mother candidate which has to physically be able to carry twins. She must have no cesarean section in past. Also, she has to agree to be a surrogate mother for twins, possibly for twins. And we have to know about this requirement from intended parents before the starting of matching of candidate for them. Yes, so because when we find out that parents say, okay, we decided we want to transfer 2, when it's really close to their matching with a surrogate mother, then we have to change everything, because, for example, we have selected a surrogate mother candidate that can carry only 1 child because of some parameters that she has. And in case parents say, oh, okay, we decided we want to have twins, a chance to have twins, then the matching will be postponed a little bit, because we need to find a special candidate for surrogate mother that will be able to carry twins and agree to carry twins. Okay, so yeah, I want to say something about the myth that the surrogate mothers want to keep babies. This is the most popular myth, and very often asked about from parents, a question to me. So I always say that I often hear from surrogate mothers the same questions, but vice versa. They ask, will parents pick up the baby, actually? So the parents have fear that surrogate mother will keep the baby, and the surrogate mothers have fear that parents will not arrive to pick up the baby. So the reality is that usually none of these questions none of these fears are true. So the surrogate mother wants to pass the baby and the parents want to come. So let us just forget about this myth forever. Yes. Now I wanted to talk about communication between intended parents and surrogate mother within the program. At the beginning and the end, after the program, also very interesting. So if you have questions regarding the first part of our webinar regarding surrogate mother matching, approval, how fast in your situation, so just ask the questions in the chat that you can see on YouTube, yes, on YouTube streaming, and I will be able to answer your questions a little bit later. Okay, so lately I started to receive such questions from intended parents that they want to communicate. They were asking if it's possible to communicate with a surrogate mother directly. It means that without an agency, without any kind of control from outside. And it was, I would say that it was not so often asked before. It is some kind of new thing for me right now. I suppose that some agencies, maybe in Kiev, are doing such kind of thing, and that's why it's spreading, and parents ask other agencies if it's possible. But I will give you many details on that, and what is our position on this question, and why this is a position like we have, yes. So first of all, I want to explain how our communication is going on between parents and agency, yes, and the coordinators, me, all the team. What we found out that it's really convenient to communicate in groups, in WhatsApp groups, for example, because emails, they showed that it's really unreliable to communicate on emails, because some emails, they just got lost or go to spam, junk folders, and it creates some confusion between us, and this is not a good, reliable way of communication. So the chats, they have no spam, the messages are really fast, it's really well organized in the chat. You can upload videos, pictures, feel really comfortable within these chats, and many people can go into this chat and see all the questions, react, answer the questions, ask the questions. So it's really convenient, and all the information is stored in the chats. You can always go back and view the uploaded information, videos, PDF files, and many things. So it's really convenient. So some intended parents, they asked me, is surrogate mother is connecting to these chats between agency and parents, or there is some special group created for communication, like intended parents, coordinator, and surrogate mother. So our policy is that we support communication between intended parents and surrogate mother fully. So we are for communication. Some intended parents, maybe it will be a surprise for some parents, but some intended parents do not want to know their surrogate mother. Like, they want to just maybe see a picture and that's it. They don't want to communicate, they don't want to know anything. So this is their right, but we are not fully supporting this kind of communication or not non-communication. It is not in our concept of agency, so we are more for communication. But there is one important thing that we need to understand, is that all communication has to be not controlled, but it has to be, there has to be an intermediate between surrogate mother and intended parents. This makes it safe, comfortable for both sides, as for intended parents, so for the surrogate mother. So I will explain you in details why we have such a policy that all communication has to be with a representative from our agency. So direct communication without informing us about that and what was the communication about, without our without taking part in this communication, we are not supporting this for a very serious reason. And I will explain now why we have such a policy. So I understand parents' side, why some parents that want to communicate directly, because maybe it's about like 20% out of 100%. So 20% want to communicate directly, and other 80% are okay with intermediate agency coordinator between surrogate mother. So it worked really well for many years and works now when there is an intermediate between intended parents and surrogate mother. So those 20% parents that want to communicate directly, I can relate to them in some part of me, that I can, for example, understand them if I do not know how the process goes, how it works, how the surrogacy program works with the communication. I would probably have the same fears and the same wish, but when I would understand and informed on how it really works, probably I would understand the intentions of the agency to be an independent controller of the communication. So most of those parents that want to communicate directly, they have some kind of fear that maybe the agency will mistreat their surrogate mother, or will hide some medical information, medical complications, or problems during the program, to have no problems with the parents, or to save their reputation or something like that. So they have some kind of distrust at the very beginning to an agency, that probably they would feel comfortable to control the surrogate mother directly, and to make sure that the surrogate mother will tell them right away that she's mistreated, that she feels bad, that the agency is not telling the truth, or something like that. So this is at the very beginning not a proper approach to all of your program. Agency is not such kind of facility that will want to harm you. Actually, agency is there to assist you. I'm talking only about our agency. Maybe some agencies that mistreated surrogates or parents created this fear for other parents, yes, but I cannot talk for them. I'm only talking for us, that we have very clear reasons why we want to be a part of the communication always. So what are actually the reasons? First, the reason, and this is the very important reason, is that the medical information can be misinterpreted by the surrogate mother when she's communicating with the parents and pass to them false information regarding her reports. Because she's not a professional, she might just inform you and panic and inform you and pass to you the same panic, and can be really messy. So for example, we had a situation when our surrogate mother started to test her pregnancy after the transfer pretty early. So like on day 5 after transfer, sometimes really early, with the urine test. And of course it was negative because it was early. And in the result later, it was a positive pregnancy. But this surrogate mother started to message us that it's negative, it didn't work, oh my God, I failed, and so on. Imagine if you would be in a direct contact with a surrogate mother that made a panic out of negative result, which was done earlier than it has to be done. So the same can be with any ultrasound reports or any other medical issues, because the pregnancy test is a very small thing, yes, but again, it could create unnecessary stress for then parents that would panic that it was negative. And some medical reports, ultrasounds, can have unknown words for surrogate mother, which she could Google and misinterpret and communicate to parents. Parents will freak out and it would just be a mess. So really important is that all the medical information first goes to our doctor, which is the head of surrogate mother support department in our agency. Then she is understanding clearly what is the report about and provides the information to intended parents in the right way. So because when you communicate, you think, okay, I will be communicating not on medical topic, just asking how she feels, how is going. But this is only a thing. So you will start communicating on all topics, and then it will start being very messy. And the program will become for you super stressful, unclear. So I would not recommend. When I was working in a fertility clinic, we had situations when intended parents connected to surrogate mother without informing of the agency or the clinic. They found them somewhere on social medias or passing the phones. This will not make your program better or your situation better. It only makes it worse. The communication behind the backs of agency, so it will not lead you to right place. It will only lead to some problems. So the medical reason is the first reason that has to be brought in a proper way, the information to intended parents. And I wanted to say that there is no need for an agency to hide information. I'm talking about us, about our agency only. Before and after, I'm talking about only our agency. So it's no need to hide, because I consider our agency as an assistance for parents, not something. It's not reasonable to hide if you're assisting. It is reasonable to provide the information in a proper way, as the doctor of the surrogate mother is providing it, not more and not less. So many our parents already, yes, that were participating in our programs can confirm that we always inform as soon as the surrogate mother, for example, has medical issues and goes in the clinic for stationary, for everyday treatment, and we right away inform our parents that your surrogate mother is in a facility. We describe the situation, why she's there, what the doctor says, how she's feeling, everything, like daily reports about her state if something needs to be treated with the surrogate mother. Maybe some agencies try to hide something to save their reputation, yes, to say everything was just perfect, was really fine, and I don't know why it's necessary to do, because if something is bad, sooner or later parents will find out, and they will find out that it was happening earlier than the agency told them. So there is no reason to hide anything, any health issues, yes. And what we also do, we are sending not only translation of the ultrasound, we are sending original Ukrainian version as a picture of the original document that you can check yourself. For example, if intended parents want to check from the original what it says in the report, they can do it independently. They can compare if the translation is proper and so on. So we are presenting the original and the translation of the ultrasound and the pictures and the videos, so they can only have a second opinion of some other specialist or doctor if they have some doubts that something is hidden from them or something like that. So what I wanted to say as well, another reason why we're not supporting the direct contact is the stress factor for the surrogate mother, as well as for the parents as well. So if intended parents would be able to communicate with surrogate mother every day, guess what they will do? Because of their anxiety and interests in every day, they will message the surrogate, how are you? What did you eat today? Don't lift weights, don't go there. So they will be super controlling and putting into stress surrogate mother. Believe me, I saw this. I saw such communications. And where does it lead to? Your surrogate mother is carrying the baby, your baby, and you will be putting the surrogate mother into daily stress under control, that she will be feeling really badly. So she will gain the stress, and the stress for pregnancy is absolutely harmful. This is tonus of uterus, this is bleedings, this is risk of miscarriage, and many things, not good things. So our surrogacy department, for surrogacy support, they know how to control a surrogate mother, how to assist to her, because we're assisting to surrogate mother as well, without stress. So they are not under our control, like from morning till evening under a pressure. No, we respect their life, privacy, yes, but we are balancing between controlling them medically and their daily life by instructing them, by meeting them in person on examinations, more like a friendly communication, because our department, they try to become friends with surrogate mother, because if you are too pushy, too controlling, this will lead to a situation when a surrogate mother will start to hide from you some complications, because she will be afraid that she will be punished for some things that she thinks it's better to hide, that I feel bad. So we always talk with surrogate mothers that they have to inform and communicate on any medical issue, any problem, any traveling that they are planning to do, everything. So we are not pushing on them every day. I know that some intended parents say, oh no, we will not talk every day, we will email them or message them once a week. Or don't think like this. Believe me, as soon as your surrogate mother is pregnant, you will have the wish to call her, mail her every day, and you will be thinking, honestly, I believe you will be thinking that you're doing the good for your program, that you're controlling and make sure she's doing everything right, that the agency is not harming her, or that you have a contact with the surrogate mother and you can affect something, yes. But the only thing what will happen is the stress for the surrogate mother, stress for you. When you know that you have an intermediate, a professional that were doing such kind of programs for 10 years and knowing how it works, because intended parents usually do program first time. They do not know how communicate properly with a surrogate mother. What are the risks of such communication? And if you trust a professional, believe me, your surrogacy program will go through 9 months like a butter. Yes, so it will be smooth. Of course, during any surrogacy program, there can be some issues. They have to be solved. It's biological processes, and what we can do is the maximum to assist, stand by, yes, by the processes, but not affecting them 100%, of course. We have the best doctors supporting the pregnancy, best maternity house. Yes, so trust to an agency is crucial. Because why you need an agency then if you can do all the processes by yourself? And this is absolutely complicated process, and intended parents are participants, of course, but from distance you cannot do much. Yes, you the only thing that might happen is that surrogate mother will feel higher stress, higher controlling from the side of parents, and feel not good. And we are trying to put as parents in a healthy, comfortable position. So surrogate mothers as well, because stress and mental, I would say mental health of surrogate mother really affects the pregnancy, more even than some physiological things outside. So mental health is really important in the communication. So we are fully for communication. You can always, so intended parents can always request a video meeting. They can see their surrogate mother is fine. They can ask questions, and when something is wrong, you can really tell, for example, if she's suffering we will be translating everything. And I don't know, I understand that parents think the worst scenario, yes, but better think the other way, that we are trying to make the program as much comfortable for everybody, as well as for surrogate mother first time, on the first place, because surrogate mother is the center of the surrogacy program. She's carrying the baby. She has to be put into the most comfortable position physiologically and psychologically. Okay, so what can be the worst scenario if you're communicating directly with a surrogate mother. I don't know if some agency will tell you about this, but there is a big risk that without an agency, surrogate mother can start, I don't want to say some bad words like lying, or so she can start taking more benefits out of the program than it should be. So she can start saying, I need more money, or I need more money for food, or I was mistreated, and it would be absolutely false, but she will tell this for you to send her presents, send her money, and this is a real story. I'm telling you the real story from a fertility clinic when I started to work in a fertility clinic. So there was a huge scandal when intended parents connected with a surrogate mother behind the clinic, knowing that, yes, without clinic knowing that. And when the birth took place and there was time for paying the compensation to the surrogate mother, parents say, wait, we already paid off everything. Like during the program, we have sent money to surrogate mother. And the clinic was like, what? What did you do? Like, why you were sending money without informing us, or what was going on? They did not know anything what was happening. But the surrogate mother said, okay, those money that you have sent me during those months, it was only your independent support from your wish. Now I want the full compensation anyway, And then the parents say, no, we are not paying, we already paid. So it was, imagine what was happening. An agency did not know that they were communicating. And from our side, we're trying to get for you the best candidate as from physical point of view, so as a good personality, yes. But we cannot go so deep into a person predicting, will she be doing that or not? Yes, will she manipulate or have a chance to manipulate? Because when we are intermediates, there is no chance to manipulate. We control all such tries, or there is no just possibility to do that. And you see now, maybe you can understand clearer, yes, that we're trying to protect you as parents, your finances as well, your program in general, and it works really well when we are observing your communication. Okay, so let me check what another thoughts I had, so I can, this is one I wanted to say as well. So I wanted to say that the communication between intended parents and surrogate mothers are really not looking like any other, not communication, but relationship between intended parents and surrogate mother are something really different, not looking like any other relations. It's not a friendship, I would not say that. It's not fully a service. It's really intimate process when one person is carrying your own child. This is something really intimate. It's like a phenomenal relationships that cannot be compared to anything. And don't be fooled when you think you will be communicating with your surrogate and this is a fully friendship relationship. It's not like that. And this can be super warm, super loving relationship, something really special when intended parents cry after they meet their surrogate after birth. They are so thankful. But the same time, mostly all of the parents and the surrogate mothers are not communicating after the surrogacy program, because they met only for this and they have to be aparted. Yes, so they have to go other ways after the surrogacy program. Maybe some first months, some first period they're sending like congratulations with some holidays, with maybe sending pictures of babies already grown up, just few times like this, but there is no further communication. So this is I wanted to just to say that you have to understand that you are stepping in with a surrogate mother in absolutely new relationship that you have no experience with. You don't know how properly to communicate. You feel like you are grateful to this person. You have fears how she will be treating your pregnancy. You have hope to her, excitement. So it is many emotions involved in this relationship. But again, you have to be cautious anyway, and let us help you with this, because we have seen many relationships between intended parents and surrogate mother in different variations, and we know what consequences might happen from the direct communication. And I can understand why other agencies allowing it, maybe because they want to have some 1 minute benefit by saying like, we have a direct communication with the surrogate mother, and the intended parents will go there, but without understanding what can be the consequences of that. And I don't know why agency is not explaining them, but probably because they don't want to lose the client and they want to be better than other agencies. But believe me, I think that such agencies that allow to communicate directly with the surrogate mother, they are more concerned of having a client 1 minute benefit than to care about both sides and for the program in general, for the safety of the program in general. So yes, I wanted to say again that there is no need for agency in our agency to hide information, medical issues, or treat surrogate mothers badly. By the way, this is also a very important topic. I agree that some agencies really treat surrogate mothers badly. From the very beginning, I think some agencies do not respect surrogate mothers. This is the fact, because I'm in the field, I'm in the industry, and I understand, I know things. But this is really important to be on both sides, to respect surrogate mothers and to respect intended parents. And it doesn't have to be all about money. It has to be about the big thing, about understanding what we are doing, why we're doing it, because we could do anything else for money as well, but we're doing surrogacy programs and fertility treatments for intended parents for a reason, for a bigger reason than money. And when there is a question, a client, to get a client and to give something that will harm the program or to make the program better and stick to some rules for the program, we'll be choosing that. We'll be choosing a safe program for intended parents and explain why we're doing that. And our relation to surrogate mothers is as to angels that are coming from the skies and helping people. They are very important to us. I actually consider that surrogate mothers have stronger psychic. So psychologically, they're stronger. They can disconnect emotionally from the child. As for it would be very difficult even for me. Like, I'm doing surrogacy programs as a coordinator and director of the agency, but I would be not able to be a surrogate mother ever. And this, I admire surrogate mothers. How can I harm them? It is not reasonable for me and for all our team, because we are trying to do the best for our surrogate mothers so that feel comfortable, and we have many surrogate mothers that come back to us, to our agency. Yes, and we have very good reputation for how we treat surrogate mothers. But again, better to have additional control, additional outside viewer of your communication with a surrogate mother and you as parents, as future parents. Yes, so I think I have told everything what I wanted. I made a lot of notes for myself, and I think I will be writing an article about this as well, so you have it in a written form, more constructed, yes, more with some points that you can read through, and maybe will be comfortable for you to come back to those points and to read them. It will be, I think, on Monday, an article about this Monday about the communication with surrogate mothers. Maybe I'll add something. I will go through my thoughts and maybe add some additional information to this topic. So let me underline. So we are supporting the communication, and you will be communicating with your surrogate mother as much as you request. So you want a video meeting, you request it, we organize it, you talk with your surrogate. You want a picture, a selfie of surrogate mother, also possible. We organize it pretty fast. Any gifts to surrogate mother are possible. We support that. Parents often send the gifts to surrogate mothers. Some, video message from you to surrogate, from surrogate to you, we also have it. So the communication will be there. We are supporting this as very much, and I would say that surrogate mothers, they are very happy when parents are interested in their state, that they ask about surrogate, that they want to meet on video, that really surrogate mothers, they require actually attention. They want to be treated with respect and with attention. So yes, communication is always a good thing for surrogate mother. They're always glad to do that. But there is one thing that I will personally recommend: start to communicate on videos when your surrogate mother is already pregnant slightly later, because this period from beginning of pregnancy till 12 weeks is unstable pregnancy. It becomes more stable after 12 weeks, and video meeting is always for a surrogate mother really how is the proper word for it? Excitement and nervous. But this is not a good thing for early pregnancy. So they always feel nervous before the video meeting and after. They're excited, and it's not bad for a pregnancy, but it's some kind of emotions. They don't want parents to to, for example, to make something, how it's called, the word, they don't want to disappoint parents in any way. That's why they're so nervous before the video meeting, after. And I just recommend for all parents to have video meetings starting, for example, from 10 weeks, 12 weeks of pregnancy. Just a recommendation. It's not necessary to do that so early. The first video meeting will be on approval, and then slightly later I recommend to do it on minimum from week 10, when your pregnancy is more or less stable. Okay, so it's already 1 hour and 15 minutes we're talking, and I will want to read some questions from you. So this is a legal question. Hi there, what is the exit process for Australian parent, considering there's overseas travel ban and Australia is delaying 6 months processing citizenship by descent for child born overseas? So as far as I know, from Growing Families from Sam, I know that the government of Australia has signed some order for parents doing surrogacy overseas, that they let out them to travel, and as I understand, to travel back as well. But the question was, what is the legal process? I did not hear something about the problems in doing citizenship, 10 months delay. We personally did not have that. But it changes so quickly right now, and beginning from the 2020, beginning of the, as we all know, the situation that we have with the health. Yes, I don't want to name it because right away they will ban it on YouTube. So during this period, it changed so many things, but for the surrogacy legal process, it made it even better, because some agencies, they skip some documents to make it faster for parents. Australia, I don't think they did it, but there was no prolonging of the legal part and citizenship. It always was the same, maybe a little bit faster even. So I have no information right now regarding such long delays, 6 months processing. For Australia, we are working together with a lawyer that is assisting us and making the program faster. So for Australia, the program usually takes after birth till departuring, it's within 1 month. So such delays I never faced, and maybe was some one-time individual delay because of some legal problems, but this is not a general picture what I know now. And I also asked some parents and professionals in this field if there are some delays in some countries. There was no delays. So answering your questions, question about the Australia process, it's not like this. I don't know this 6 months delays regarding the Australia. So the next question, thank you so much. Super informative webinar. Information is right important for IBs. Thank you so much for such. It was not a question, just a thank you for from our viewers. And yeah, so if you have any questions after you see this webinar in recording, you just email me or WhatsApp me. The WhatsApp is really good. It's really fast for communication. So the phone for WhatsApp you can find on our official website. There is only one phone for communication. So just put it into your phone and find me on WhatsApp. Yeah. So the next webinar, I think we will have in October. I'm planning to do every month one webinar for one topic, one or two topics, yes, that are close to each other, that parents will understand more and more about the surrogacy details, surrogacy insights from the agency's side and from surrogacy side. I can clearly understand that parents cannot know everything how it works, so it's really good to know the details, know how it works, to feel yourself as intended parents more confident in a program, and reduce the anxiety and stress, because it all goes from not knowing how it works. So your program will be less stressed and hard to overcome, all those, because I know it is really, really hard to go through such a long program, but just trust your agency. It's us or other agency. If you don't trust agency, change it, because this is really important. This is really important to trust the professionals that you have chosen yourself based on your beliefs. And if some couples want to go other agency, it's absolutely fine. Will go with us. We'll be very glad and welcome. And yeah, just email me, contact me, and I hope it was informative for you. I tried to put everything in this webinar, what I want to say about this topic, but maybe I forgot something. As I say, I will be writing an article on our blog. It will be in our blog. I will be posting on social medias, on Facebook, on Instagram. Subscribe everywhere so you know the latest news, discounts, updates on program and everything. And maybe some pictures of babies. We always have something going on, a lot of things going on. And just make sure you subscribe and informed everywhere. Okay, have a nice Sunday and weekends and Saturday, Sunday, depending on your time period, time zones in the world. And stay healthy, stay positive. Bye-bye.